there are people in the media that I've followed for a little bit, like Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro. And I understand, I think Peterson is Jewish from his surname, but definitely Shapiro. And these people in the alternate media, these are people which were condemned by the left, maybe even by the right sometimes, but they were the alternative media. They were the people that gave people like myself a voice for things that the mainstream media didn't pick up on and suppressed. When people were trying to inject stuff into me, those people were speaking up. Well, not Peterson, but the alternative media was speaking up. When things went wrong and the mainstream ideology was not what we thought, they were the voice. They were the people that said, hey, look at this bill. Hey, look at freedom of choice. Hey, look at censoring. Hey, look at free speech. Hey, look at the government. And over time, I came to really respect these people. When Hamas, for whatever reason, went and killed children, massacred, beheaded, apparently even raped, kidnapped women, burnt houses down of people, innocent people, at peace rave parties. This was the most bonkers, ludicrous thing that I have ever heard in my life. How could a militant organization, without knowing, suddenly descend with paragliders and AK-47s or M16s or whatever guns that Ukraine or Afghanistan had given them from the Americans funding it? So basically, Hamas killing Israelis is sort of an American funded thing. And they didn't know that there was a peace party going on after months of planning. There would have been posters and publicity and all of this stuff. And none of them knew. And they descended into this peace party, which was full of foreigners as well, and then massacred them and beheaded babies and then apparently raped women next to dead corpses, whatever else is coming out that we're not quite sure about, but we do know that they're killing them. They must have known that this was going to go all over the news. And if it did go all over the news, there would be a lot of hatred towards Hamas, and there would be a lot of support for Israel. And people that normally didn't support Israel, they might actually have a soft spot for them. So the whole reason why Hamas, if you're going to do terrorism, you've obviously got to play the social media game. You've got to have propaganda. You've got to have publicity. You can't, if you're going to go in and kill people, you've got to get people to feel sorry for you, to think that you're in the right, to sort of give you a little bit of leeway. But what you did was so out there, so bonkers, so bizarre, that I don't understand how people could support Hamas, even if theoretically, hypothetically, they were in the correct, after killing civilians. It just doesn't make sense. And then when you look at the media, you've got loads of celebrities which are supporting Palestine. You've got people which are mocking children being killed, mothers which are fake mocking and fake crying, children and women and civilians being killed. And I just think, man, this is bizarre. I've never seen anything like this. If the Jewish people were born in Palestine and the Palestine were born in Israel, the Palestinians would be Jewish and the Jews would be Palestinian. Religion is only really where you live. It's a geographical problem. If you're born in the West, you're going to be Christian. If you're born in Tibet, you're going to be Buddhist. If you're born in India, you're going to be Hindu. Religion, it's not about which God is correct. It's just about where your parents fornicated and where they've decided to live. That's religion for you. It's just basically a geographical issue. And so if you got a fundamentalist Jew and they were saying, no, Judaism's correct. If you had got them as a child and put them in a fundamentalist Islamic or Christian family, they'd be saying, no, God's correct, or no, Allah's correct. It makes absolutely no sense how anyone can be fundamental in their beliefs when their beliefs are something which are cultural and have come from family ideology. It makes, and to not be able to see that, to be so blind. You can see objectively the power of propaganda and brainwashing, especially when it comes to religion. That's what happens. You become fundamental because of the culture and the society and the geography in where you live. And so you've got people loving. You've got politicians, celebrities, porn stars, mothers, children, school children, fathers, professionals, doctors, lawyers, all these so-called educated people supporting militants going in and killing civilians, not army, just civilians. And then the reaction of this is Israel going in and bombing the bejesus out of Palestine, which again will kill loads of civilians. 47% of Palestine are children. There are hardly any men, they're all dead or they've left. So all you have then is Palestinian militant Hamas hiding behind children, so that when the Israelis come, more children die. And the whole thing is just a mock-up of, it's about traumatizing the next generation. That's what it is. It's about re-traumatizing the next generation to keep the fight going. So when the children of Israel grow up and they've seen their parents or sisters raped, killed and beheaded, or their brothers, they begin to hate the Palestinians. And when the Palestinian children grow up and they've gone through the airstrikes of the Israelis, they hate the Israelis. And so you can create this momentum for hate to carry on into the next generation by introducing and injecting hatred and violence into the current young people who don't yet know what hatred and anger is. So you're basically traumatizing in order for them to carry out atrocities in the future. It's a mind game. And what I'm very upset about is these intellectuals, these modern intellectuals, which have stood up, for the Sigma. They've been going against LGBT. They've been going against wokeness. They've been going against feminism. They've been standing up for masculinity and men. And you are having these childish jibes, these like soggy boggies, these people throwing litter at each other. Jordan Peterson, Shapiro, Tate, all getting involved in this banal and ridiculous rubbish going on social media. And they've been drawn in to the problem through their emotions. And they're supposed to be men that are leading men. That's why men do not have leaders. Who are the men's leaders? For Christians, it's priests that rape children. For Muslims, it's people that talk about suicide bombing. For Hindus, I don't know. For Jews, they hate the Muslims, right? Wherever your leader is bringing you into this madness, right? The leaders of the LGBT are leading children out of one sexuality into another. The teachers at school are brainwashing the children. The parents don't have any time at home. The celebrities on TV are being done for rape, or pedophilia, or child abuse. And then there's the woke brigades, Where are the leaders for the real men? Where are the leaders for the real men? And Shapiro and Peterson and Tate, they were supposed to be those leaders in the alternate media. Those were the people that had been suppressed by the system, as well as Brand and Trump and all of these people. And then they get accused of sexual abuse, some of them, and they stand up and they fight back and they say, look at the censorship and the British government right to rumble and say, we don't want you to put Brand on. And Tate's arrested in Romania for sex abuse and Trump's got this thing, and they're all fighting back, and there's women going to prison for making false allegations. And then if you're a president and you're being indicted, it's like being a gangster and it's like having a reputation. And so it's about pushing back against the system. These guys push back against the system. They're in the trenches and they encounter hardship through war, this social media war, which is being taken. War now is not done in the trenches and with guns. It's now done with emotions and suppression and depression and psychology. It's a completely different war of attrition, which is now going on. And the bombs are these accusations which are happening. Bombs to the left of me, bombs to the right of me, bombs in front of me, into the valley of death, rode the 600. This was the gumption, this was the valor of, the Crimean British War, where the British went in and shot and fought and got killed and then came out the other side with fewer men. And suddenly we see these people on the alternate media who were pushed off YouTube And then when they were pushed off YouTube, they kept going. They refused to be censored. We don't care. They were shadow banned. So they went onto Rumble, onto BitChute, and onto Twitter. And they were banned from Twitter. And then Musk took over and they went back. And there's the back and forth. And these were people you went, wow, you know, these are courageous people. These are valor. These people have valor. And then you see them like little children in a playground, hitting each other. Shapiro, Peterson, Trump, Brand, Tate, you're supposed to be on the same team. You were all expelled out of YouTube and you all found followings, cult followings on other platforms. And you're all fighting for the same thing and you talk to each other, you read each other's posts and you retweeted each other's posts. And now you've been sucked into this war. You didn't get sucked into the Ukraine-Russian war, but now you've been sucked in to this Palestinian-Israeli war. And what do? You have a go at each other. You're hating each other. Tate and Shapiro, what the hell are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Throwing soggy boggies at each other. Oh, I'm the big fighter because I'm the martial arts. Oh, I fight with my intellect. Oh, you know, I'm for the Islam. Oh, I'm for the Israelis. You know, it's okay. You know, Peterson and Shapiro, seriously, it's okay for IDF, Israeli Defense Force, to go in and bomb civilians? Seriously, Mia Khalifa and Tate, it's okay for Hamas to go in and massacre and rape civilians? This is a war between the Israeli government and Hamas. History is not about the normal person. History is about very few percentage of people in powerful positions that want to take over other countries, and they get the normal citizen to have a bloody sacrifice for them. This, my friends, is a sacrificial ritual. It's a satanic, diabolical, demonic, sacrificial ritual which is taking place where women, virgins and children are being mutilated and killed, just like LGBT, just like a demonic ritual where you get children and you kill them. You put them in cages. Have you seen the people being put in cages now? The little children being put in cages. Whoever, if that's like false or true, I don't know. Or showing baby cots with blood all over the place without the baby. I don't know if that's true. I don't know where it is. And so the war is on pulling you in. It's showing pictures. All of these social media platforms are about showing emotionally charged pictures, which aren't true. There's a film of, you know, what apparently Israel is going in helicopters and being shot down by Palestinians. It was stolen from a video game. So people are using images and videos which aren't true in order to make a psychological war on the people which aren't involved in different countries in order to take sides and put shitty, stupid, little, rubbishy, balderdash, hyperbolical flags onto their Twitter feed, along with BLM, Black Lives Matter, Me Too, Israel or Palestine, LGBT, Russia or Ukraine. You have to define yourself by flags. This is where we are. We define ourselves by flags, and then we've got to demonstrate what those flags are. And if we don't have the right flags, then people don't like us. In the past, when you went to a King's convention, they'd say, and here is Sir Geoffrey Hunterballs, Minister of Health, Duke of Edinburgh, Prince of Denmark, Earl, 5th Earl, or Viscount of blah, blah, bloody blah. And you'd introduce them so that everybody knew who they were. And now you introduce yourself with these stupid, ridiculous, crazy, bizarre, hyperbolical, meaningless, hypocritical flags of BLM, Ukraine, Russia, Palestine. That's who you are. That's how you define yourself. You define yourself by whose side you're on. A side which the one entity controls both sides. Money controls both sides. Political deep state people control both sides. It doesn't matter who you vote for. The same people that instill those governments are the people that are going to get what they want. They're the people. You can't see the deep state. The deep state is invisible. The deep state is what every rotating president or parliamentary politician or prime minister have to tell them what to do. The prime minister and the president are just what we vote into power to placate the masses into thinking that we've got democracy and free choice. We don't. Those people rely on the people that advised the people before them to do what they wanted. The deep state, the generals, the politicians, the generals, the people that have the knowledge, the scientists, the specialists, they advise. They advise the next president and the next president and the next president. That's what it is. So what do you do? What do you do? The best thing to do is to not get involved. That's the only way to be able to see, to manage this abuse, the psychological war that's going on. The media war, the info war is trying to take your mind, it's trying to take your soul in order for you to become attached to certain energies which manifest as ideologies, so that there's a manifestation of power and energy towards one side or the other that then divides people. So we've got division of LGBTQ, we've got division of Palestine, division of Ukraine, division of Black Lives Matter, division of Me Too. And then the next one will come out. What happened to Ukraine? No one cares about Ukraine and Russia anymore. No one cares. Zelensky, we don't care about you anymore. Now we've got Israel, or we've got Palestine now that we need to support. You've had your 15 minutes of fame, right? Now bugger off and let us now go and sodomize the new victims so that we can spend taxpayers' money and bring down more laws and create more problems. Look, all of these countries, Sweden, England, you've got England, for instance, Palestinian people saying death to Israel, laughing, jeering, happy that people, innocent people and children are being beheaded and raped besides corpses, perhaps their boyfriends or their husbands or something like that. And then you've got the British parliamentarians promoting and putting images of Israeli flags onto number 10. You're creating division, you're creating hatred. This is what they want you to do. They want the government to hate these people that support the opposition, so that when they start committing terrorist acts, because they believe that that's what they've got to do, imbued by their ideology, which they grew up with from outside the country, some in and some outside the country, and then you get more terrorist attacks. You can then have more control. You can then listen to the telephones more. And the people, once the people are going to be attacked, and they've got so much attacking that they then beg for control. They beg for Big Brother to keep them safe, right? Because we're not allowed to defend ourselves. We've got to depend on the government and the police to defend who we are. And we vote those people in. We'll beg for more help. And that will come at an expense, which is taking our control and our freedoms away. And we will be told it's good, the deal's good. Give up your censorship, give up your freedom, give up your voice, give up your free speech, give up your defense, give up your immunity, give everything up, and we will make you safer. The same people that caused the problem in the first place. And people can't see this. People can't see that they are being played. And I am deeply upset that the alternate media, has to pick sides and keep saying this person's pro-Palestine, and then 5 minutes later this person is anti-Palestine, and this person's pro-Jew, and this one's anti-Jew. Man, what color do you think your soul is? What color do you think your soul is? It's light, it's energy, it's the same. What color do you think blood is? It's the same blood, man. You can give your blood to a Jew or a Muslim or a black man or a Buddhist, man. As you can impregnate anyone. A black man, a white man can impregnate any color. Yeah? There aren't boundaries, right? This thing about pigment on your skin, it's just there to divide, and everything is trying to divide humans. So you fight in between yourselves. And the titans of social media, Jordan Peterson, Brand, Tate, and all of these people, they're taking sides. They're taking sides. They've been pulled in. I no longer respect you guys. You've been bought out. You've sold out. You shouldn't be entering into this mediocrity. And so these guys went to Harvard. These guys are supposed to be geniuses. These guys are supposed to be professors, especially Shapiro and Peterson. And even Tate's father was almost a genius or a genius. And Brand's highly clever person. And so what it is that there is spiritual intelligence and then there is mental intelligence. These people have mental and emotional intelligence. They don't have spiritual intelligence, which is higher. They can't see what the energetical repercussions of being played by invisible entities or forces or psychologies or people making a psychological attack. They can't see. They're mute and dumb to these ideologies, and they're pulling their cult with them. These people have become demigods. These people have followings: MAGA, incels, sigmas, lesbians, transgender. Every single person needs a guru, a Sadguru, in order to follow, because people can't think. They haven't had the education. It's been stolen from them. A degree means nothing. A degree is just to show an employer that you can get up at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning and turn up to work at 9 and do a 9 to 5 job and write something and know how to dress and get a qualification for 3 years. That's all it is. Education means nothing. University comes from the word universe, to understand the universe, to be able to link opposing or diametric things together in order to see patterns, to see a greater complexity of how things work in unison together. Universities don't do that. They do the opposite under the mantle of education that you pay for and get into debt and then spend the rest of your life trying to get out of. It's bullshit. The whole system is fucking bullshit, and you've bought into it. There now needs to be a new generation of alternate media people that don't believe in the crap that's going on and don't take sides. And I'll have to say, David Icke hasn't taken a side. He hasn't. And I've seen a change in a lot of these alternate media, even David Icke, man. Look, Jordan Peterson, he started getting these bloody stupid suits that look like a patch quilt work from an old grandmother who's blind and has come out or been inspired by a Charles Dickens novel. And you look at him and you go, what the hell, man? You don't have an idea of what beauty is. In order to be an intellect, in order to be an intelligent person, you need to have an understanding of what beauty is. You need to dress well. You look like an abstracted Picasso that's psychologically being damaged. Peterson, get your suit sorted out. Dress better. Don't dress like Rose on London Real. I mean, he's gone over the top and he's a bit too flamboyant. But I mean, for God's sake, dress a little bit better. Dress a little bit better. There needs to be new alternate media gurus coming along. It's a shame that you need to have gurus and guides, but it seems that you do a little bit. And so who are the new ones going to happen? Who are the new ones coming? Because all of these people dominate and they've got their cult following and they're bringing those people with them like sheep, because the people don't think. They've fallen in love with these demigods. You need to think for yourself. And it's very sad to see that the alternate media has been infested by something which is wokish in nature. If woke has managed to attack and manifest the mainstream media, there's something else that has yet not got a name that's starting to attack and manifest in the alternate media to implode it from within, so that there's infighting. What they did to the Middle East by making all those countries fight against each other, they're doing to the alternate media now. It's gone. The alternate media no longer exists. It's become mainstream and it's become radicalized and it's become biased and it's become emotional. And the people that should be leading, that we thought had those abilities and skills, have let most of us down.